Hello, giving you an introduction. My name is Pedro Garcia. I am going to be the host here. This YouTube channel, we'll get into that later. But right here, I have my friend Anton Meléndez. ¿Cómo estás, amigo?
I'm very good, my friend. It's been a while since we've seen each other,
Yes.
but it's always a pleasure when we get to spend time together, right?
Yeah, it's those things about friendship, you know, that I think more common on the guy's side, that you don't talk to someone for like a year or two. You just be like, hey, ¿qué pedo?
Yeah, and when friendship, when that good bond is there, it's like, hey, bro, we hang out, and it's like if I saw you yesterday, right?
Así la cosa. Pero aquí andamos muy contento y listo para empezar esta aventura del podcast, YouTube channel, Pedro's Book Club, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what the name's going to be yet. My first guest here is Anton. We're going to be talking about books, cosas importantes, books that make a difference in people's lives. I feel nowadays, there's so many courses, there's so many things that you can dedicate your time. And I think something about a book, seeing it on paper and knowing that someone spent lots of time, there was an editor, todo un pedo para hacer este libro, le da la credencia, gives it credit to this book, you know? Like you can trust this, someone really took their time to make something valuable.
Y este es un gran libro que escogiste porque la verdad que es un libro que ha ayudado a mucha gente y es un libro que 100% lo recomiendo, y más para esas personas que a veces se sienten que ocupan mejor disciplina o pues motivación, no, porque la disciplina es lo que siempre le va a ganar a la motivación. La motivación un día la tienes, otro día no la tienes, pero con la disciplina eso es algo que no...
Eso es de diario, es
sí,
de huevo.
Sí,
No
sí, sin eso no se arma.
Hablando del libro, aquí lo tengo en español, Hábitos Atómicos.
Y aquí yo tengo el de inglés, se llama Atomic Habit. A mí la verdad me gusta leer más en inglés, también sé leer en español, pero disfruto más en inglés.
Yo ni leo, güey, yo lo escucho el libro normalmente.
Oh, ¿neta? A mí, yo literal tengo que ver las letras, así para en verdad, como, haz de cuenta que se siente como que estás viendo una película. Cuando empiezas a leer y veo las letras, se siente, es muy diferente,
Ya
pero
ni
depende.
ya ni ves las letras, güey, o sea, estás haciendo tu película en tu mente.
Exactamente. Al menos que si alguien lo está leyendo,
Sí,
pero yo lo tengo que estar viendo.
Así la cosa, entonces vamos a empezar. Hice mis notas en el teléfono, entonces vale madre.
Más perfecto.
Pero vamos a empezar con el quick, un pinche book review. ¿De qué se trata Hábitos Atómicos?
Este libro es un libro que te va a enseñar cómo haciendo cambios pequeños pueden hacer una diferencia, ¿no?
Yeah.
En vez de querer hacer un cambio dramático así de un día para el otro, no, es de que tienes que aprender poco a poco que un día es día por día y no tiene que ser un cambio así gigante, es poquito.
Like you said, the big thing is 1% a day. If you get better 1% a day, that's one of the quotes right there. Is the compound. This is a personal compound interest. In the long run, you're gonna be better off. And like we were talking about earlier, it's like the rule of the penny, right? It's like, what do you want? A penny that multiplies every day, or you want a million
It's a good
bucks?
example. I've seen that.
It's like, no, you want that penny to be compounding every day, 1%, 1%. You're doubling your money every day. I think by the month you already got more than
the other
million
person
or whatever you're like.
But especially, I mean, growing up, we played baseball.
Yes.
I mean, all the way high school, college, all that good stuff, right? And that's something that was implemented into us. Maybe we didn't think about it at that moment, right? But as time passed, I mean, why is it that a lot of baseball players that play in high school, college, whatever, they end up making a lot of money or have successful businesses? Because we understand failure, right? And we understand that if you hit today, hit tomorrow, and start working on your craft little by little, that 1% that you're saying, that they would tell us, right? Be 1% better than you were yesterday. And we would say, oh yeah, okay, and we thought about it, but we didn't really realize what they were teaching us at that moment, right?
Yeah. I think it's one of those, you know, you hear a bunch of quotes throughout your life, and it's only at one point in your life that you're like, you really see it and understand it, lo entiendes, y dices, no mames. Me decía, mejora cada día, un poquito cada día mejora. You know, it doesn't hit you hasta que ya seas más grande, no sé, and then you're like doing it. When you're actually doing it, and you're like conscious of it, o sea, tienes consciente de lo que haces, y estás diciendo, estoy mejorando cada día, y así debe de ser. Así es como mi vida va a cambiar. One of my favorite quotes about this book is that we don't ascend to our goals, we we fall down to our systems. No ascendemos a nuestras metas, caemos a nuestros sistemas. What it's trying to say there is I have the goal of running a marathon, for example.
Qué hueva, güey.
Qué hueva, no mames. A mí no me vas a ver así.
Ya me cansé, güey. Nada más de pensarlo, güey.
Pero y eso, o sea, no te vas a levantar y al siguiente día te vas a aventar el pinche maratón.
Sí puedes, güey, pero pues te vas a mamar.
Yo
güey.
conozco un vato del jale se levantó así, güey.
Como
Y creo
David
que ni
Robbins.
durmió el día antes, güey. No, pero este güey, o sea, el Rez, bro. I don't know if Rez is gonna be looking at this video, but this fool woke up one day and we had the marathon for like the company. We were doing the Long Beach Marathon, and he signed up for the full one. And I remember, like, it was like 3-4 months back when we all signed up, and he was like, "I'm gonna do the full one."
You're like, okay.
I'll do it with you, and I signed up for the half.
No.
This fool didn't train at all, güey.
Did he finish it?
He made it happen. And I remember, like, because I wanted to wait for him, so I waited, me esperé, güey, todo el tiempo, güey. Y estaba como en la milla 20. Y nomás nos marca en FaceTime. And he has a beer and he's walking. He's like, I'm done with it. But I'm gonna get there. But he was like, he took breaks, but he got there all the way.
Shout out to you, bro, for
Shout
doing
out to
that.
Rez, yeah,
That's
for
very
those
impressive. That's very impressive. How many miles is a marathon?
26.2.
That's a lot. That's a lot of miles.
Yeah, you're not gonna get that one day at a time. You could do it, but that's not sustainable. The sustainable
100%.
is I'm gonna do a mile today. I'm gonna do a mile and a half tomorrow. 2 miles the next day. And you start off like that. You start off small and you get there. That's gonna make a big difference. And by the time of the race, you know, it's gonna be a lot better than every week. You had the goal of 10 miles on Monday y luego unas 15 el viernes.
Nah, by
Ya lo
Friday,
vas a hacer,
by
güey.
Thursday, you're gonna be like,
Sí, güey.
yeah, nah, you're gonna
El
call in
viernes
sick.
te invitaron a pistear, güey. y-
Ya estuvo.
Valió verga.
But that's a good example. Sí, porque a veces tenemos una meta y pensamos de que a huevo la tengo que hacer y la ocupo para ayer. Así, ¿no?
Sí,
Así
todo
es
se
como-
ocupa para allá.
Sí, a huevo. Y
It was
y-
due yesterday.
Sí. Y eso es algo que, pues mi papá ha estado en un programa de AA, tiene más de 30 y... Sí, creo que tiene como 35, 36 años que no toma nada de alcohol.
Nice.
Y y eso es algo que... Yo he estado mucho en ese ambiente y he conocido mucho. Y sí veo que dicen vive por hoy, hazlo así, día por día, ¿no?
Yeah.
Y así es pues como piensa el alcohólico, así de que pues lo ocupo pero ayer, güey, ¿no? Y pues de eso también como que empiezas a aprender mucho de que, ok, es día por día, como el alcohólico que quiere tomar y cada día es un día que es muy difícil, ¿no? Para un alcohólico no tomar y así tienen que empezar, así un día y luego ya cumplen un año, ya cumplí un año y así, pero es día por día.
Yo me acuerdo mucho de pensar de que, quiero hacer este canal. Y luego uno empieza a pensar, starts thinking about the future. It's like, I want to start this YouTube video. I want to start this channel. Like, do I see myself doing it in 3 years? Like, is this going to be part of my routine? And you can't really think that far. You just got to worry about your systems, tu sistema. Y ya tengo mi sistema, mi plan. Tengo de que cada 2 semanas voy a hacer el video y la chingada. Pero tener ese sistema y no preocuparte a la larga, porque a la larga mi meta, estoy haciendo un sistema que quiero, I want to bring people over, I want to talk about important things, I want to talk about books that matter, you know? I think a lot about the content out there nowadays, no offense, but it's mostly based on entertainment. I want something that brings me value. Nowadays, everyone feels like the time in the day is so short y tienes que dedicarlo a algo bueno, entonces qué más chingón que escuchar y hablar con gente que digas, qué chingón ese vato, ¿no? He's doing badass things. I want to do badass things too. Hear about what books help him, because if you talk to most people, like Jeff Bezos, a motherfucker reads books like, or no, it's not Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates. I didn't mean to call you motherfucker.
You gotta get an email from him. Hey, I'm gonna show you down, bro. Day one.
But he reads like, I don't know how many books a year, dude. And Jeff Bezos, he started out Amazon about selling books, you know? So books are actually really important and stuff.
Like Jordan Belfort, the guy from Wolf of Wall Street.
Simone.
I recently read his book and it talks about like how to do like sales. And you read his book and you're like, holy shit, damn, like the way that this guy, he made his own system and it's really cool that he was able to write this, right?
Yeah.
And really like put it out there, like for people to be able to study that and benefit in their own way. Because, honestly, bro, we waste a lot of time watching memes and watching all these stupid videos, right? So when you brought this to my attention, I was like 100% like, this is something that maybe it could motivate someone or wanna have somebody else wanna improve their life. It is a very good feeling.
Back to the book review. So focusing on getting 1% better each day, focusing on your systems, like the examples we give. If you want to become rich, you could do it overnight. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of ways nowadays, but it's the compound interest. Compound interest, every day you get better. Say you're driving and you're going on a road trip and you put the destination on the map. You kind of know where you want to go. And it's like your car only sees about 200 or 300 feet. You can only see 200
That's crazy.
feet. And you get all the way over there.
You probably less.
Yeah, I'd probably see like 50 feet ahead of me. But, you get all the way over there just by focusing on the next 50 feet. And that's the goal. Right here, we can start talking about the 4 laws of behavior change. And it's also kind of known as the habit loop, which is the cue, craving, the response, and the reward. The cue, you wake up. I'm going to give the example of the coffee guy again. You wake up, and what is the first thing you want to do? Someone, maybe as soon as they wake up, they want to get their coffee. And that's their morning routine. So you wake up, you get your coffee. Right after that, you're ready to go, right? So let's break it down into it's the cue. The cue is waking up for it. And then the response, I guess the craving is that they want to feel alert. They want to feel ready to go and get their days going. And the response is go to the kitchen.
Actually do it.
Make your coffee, and boom. And then your reward is you had your coffee and you feel great. You're ready to go.
No, you're good going, yeah.
I wake up, me echo un callo. I have a body response.
That's your routine.
Yeah, that's my routine.
Like when I wake up, I need to take a piss. Every time.
No cague?
Varies.
Do you have like a night routine where you drink a lot of water before going to bed or what?
Not really. Sometimes I feel that I should drink more water because sometimes it is hard to wake up in the morning because I just feel like tired but dehydrated. Exactly,
it's that big one.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm always telling my girl, you're not tired, you're just dehydrated.
Exactly. Yeah, no, seriously. Yeah, it is. And then that's when those little electrolytes come to the job. But recently, since I kind of changed my routine a little bit, me and my girlfriend have been going to the gym at 5 a.m, and it is nice. It is hard. We're doing Monday through Friday. We've only missed around one day the last month, so we're doing pretty good, and she motivates me a lot because it is hard to. At 4:30, 4:45, I'm like 5 more minutes.
Oh wow!
You know, no, yeah, bro. But
you sleep with your girl? You guys?
Yeah, she stays. Sometimes? Yeah, because she lives in TJ. So
4 laws: make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, make it satisfying. How does that play into any habits that you have? Do you see yourself kind of using that loop?
It definitely does help a lot, but lately it's just I don't really think about it anymore. It's just kind of something that I made it into my routine, like what you're saying. That in the sense of, okay, I wake up, I know I'm gonna go to the gym, right? Yeah. It's the way that I have to start my day, right? Then from there, read a little bit, right? Then start to work because at the moment I'm working on my own business, and that's why this book helps a lot, right? Because sometimes I want to start looking at all this inventory and start seeing all these little things that I need, right? But I have to remember, okay, I have my list. Okay, I'm gonna focus on this. Whenever I find that, perfect. All right, so then I know today I found this. I did that 1%, right? Instead of I want to do everything like today. Like, no, I might be able to do it, right? But it's not gonna be my best work, right? And then later going back to it. So that's why it's better to focus on the little things, right? And then you start getting that compound effect that we love, right?
Yes. One of the quotes of this book was, every habit is a boat for the person that you want to become. And if you go to the gym, you're boating. What is for you, I guess, one of the key concepts that stuck with you on this book?
For this book, I would say, honestly, what really helped with this book is really teaching you how small little compound effects that we're doing are gonna make a huge difference in the long run. But sometimes it does get frustrating, like when you're going to the gym, right? And you're trying to lose weight. You start getting a little older, okay, like it's not as easy anymore, right? And you want to pick up a snack. And she looks good, right?
Yeah.
But then you have to think, okay, what would that fitness person do, right? Like if I want to become, like I see somebody that's super fit and or I see a baseball player, I'm like, damn, that guy's jacked. I want to look like him, right? What would he do, right?
It's one of the things that the book brought up is like identity-based habits. So these are habits that are reflecting on your identity, like we were just talking about. It's like, so you're voting to become that person. So the habit of, I don't know, if you work out, but then you munch on some chocolate. And it also brings another key concept. It's like, take away the temptation.
That's a good one.
It's like one of the things that the book talks about. It's like, your drawer is full of chocolates. You know, you're going to go home, you're going to open up the drawer, you're going to see chocolate. A little vergo.
No, 100%. And that was something that at home, like in my family, there's a lot of diabetes, but not from, like, it's not from being like overweight. It's just our insulin is like pretty shitty. So I have a lot of family with diabetes, and I came out pre-diabetic. And I'm like, and I was like, dude, well, I'm not, you know, like what you think, oh, like if you're overweight, but no, I was like, oh, wow, like I'm pre-diabetic. And that's when I was like, okay, I was telling my mom, I was telling my girl, hey, we're not gonna be buying any more like of all this sugar, all this and that. And that's something that I learned from this book, because I'm not gonna go out of my way to go buy something sweet unless it's there. If it's there, then the temptation's there, right? But if it's not there, I'm not gonna go out of my way to say, oh, I'm gonna go buy it. I'm gonna go buy a Hershey bar, you know? So that's something that this book teaches you, right? So that's really
making it easy. It's like, also you could use the temptation in a good way too. It's like you work out and then maybe you finish your workout and you go to the drawer and you're full of like protein shakes or like, you know, actual good snacks are good after your workout, and it's satisfying. It's like I can finish my workout and then I can have that reward after, and I can have that snack and feel good about it.
And it's not gonna affect your health. Seriously, reading is
it's a great habit.
It's such a great habit to have. And one of the examples that I wanted to show you, that I wanted to tell you pretty much, is when I was working as an HR manager. I was in charge of a lot of people. And I was really stressed out, and I was busting my ass to get that guy a new car, right? The owner. Okay. And I went and I started talking to him. I was like, hey, wait, la neta, ¿cómo chingado hiciste todo esto? This guy has a fucking big house, badass cars, a really attractive wife. Okay. Right? I was like, all right, let's do it, you know? You got it all figured out, bro, you know? And I was like, hey, bro, like, how'd you do this? Y me dice, mira, güey, la neta, ¿te gusta leer? Y yo dije, no, güey. I was like, I fucking hated that shit in college, you know? But it's because it's forced. And then I was like, what do I have to do? He's like, read. Gives me a list of books. This was actually one of the books that he put on the list, right? And I started reading it. In less than a year, I left that job. I was like, you know what? Like, this is not what I want to do, right? And it is scary, like, you know, when you just leave like that. Pretty much gotten me to like other places, and I've learned a lot of different things about myself. But reading is what kind of keeps you on track for your goals, right? Especially from what you want to do. If you want to do a business, you got to read business books. You got to read stories about entrepreneurs, right? Or if you want to do like whatever it is, right? So definitely reading is something that for anybody I'd recommend, especially books that are gonna help develop your mind. Seriously.
When do you read? When does that habit? What's your cue to start reading? You get home and just start reading after work, or
some days it all depends, right? Like I have my own system. Everybody has their own system, right? So for me, the first of each month, by then I should have my new book that I ordered. I already ordered it, and then I see how many pages it is. I divide that by the days of the month. So then I already know, okay, I need to read these many pages every day in order to finish my book.
Y que no leíste esas páginas. So you didn't read
sí, ese día me mamé que no tuve 10 minutos para leer. No de que da hueva, pero pues andas haciendo tantas cosas, estás tan ocupado que se te va la onda, ¿no? Y luego ya quiero leer en la noche, digo, que ok, pues mañana tengo que leer el doble, ¿no? Y pues ni modo, pues es mi problema, pero pues tengo que seguir con mi rutina, pues, ¿no? ¿Tú qué haces cuando agarras un libro nuevo? ¿Qué es tu rutina que tienes?
Yo normalmente no... Like, I don't put an end date of when I want to finish the book, since I read mostly on audiobooks. I do have books like I sit down and I try to get a chapter each day. But for me, it's like I wake up in the morning. Kind of my morning routine is I wake up, get ready for work, me echo mi cague, me lavo la cara, güey, me acomodo, tiendo la cama. Agarro mi comida. No
te hagas, güey.
Bien deslechado, güey. The one that really stuck up to me was the habit stack. Hacer un hábito detrás del otro. One habit right after the other one. Like I said, in my college days, for me, finding meditation through that accident of buying the full subscription of the meditating app was FitMind. FitMind, thank you. That app is amazing. And now it's cool, that app. I really recommend it. There's also like a free section now. So it's a great habit to also implement in your day. And like I said, I use habit stacking. I meditate, I journal, and then just kind of got on with the face routine, little prayer, and you're off to bed. It's done wonders for me. It's a system that it's a vote for the person that I want to become. Ese es un voto. Yo quiero ser una persona sana, clara y de estar en el momento. Lo más importante es estar aquí, estar presente y
100% estar enfocado en otras cosas, disfrutar el momento, ¿no? La verdad que es lo que a veces se nos hace difícil, porque como si tienes un problema de lo que sea, ¿no? Que no sirve tu carro o así, cualquier cosa, ¿no? Y andas así, es lo único que puedes pensar. Y están pasando otras cosas, como estás con tu familia o lo que sea, ¿no? Y no estás como disfrutando ese momento. Y pues la verdad que a veces pasa de que perdemos pues a personas, ¿no? Y que dices, no, pues quisiera haber como disfrutado más, ¿no? Y porque tiene que ser de que tiene que pasar algo malo para que la gente como que
se dé cuenta.
Sí, en vez de disfrutar y decir, ¿sabes qué? Siempre que estuve así con esta persona o así, siempre
Le di toda la atención.
Sí, le di toda la atención y disfruté como a esa persona, ¿no?
Now brings me to my next section, is the rapid segment section, but I guess I got some fun and fast questions for you. Are you ready? Listo. Entonces, rapid segment. Morning habit or night habit? What do you?
For me, I would say it's a morning.
You don't have a night habit before you go to bed?
I mean, I don't know, my girl doesn't like it, but I can't go to sleep without the TV. Even if it's watching me.
Yes.
The TV's watching me, way. But I put my timer, and I'm like, all right, that's just watching me. That's a funny little thing that Ray, my friend in Arizona, that he always says. He's like, he eats, and then he's like, all right, TV's gonna watch me right now. And it's like funny. I'm like, so I use that shit, you know.
Worst habit that you still have?
The worst habit, sometimes like fear, like let that anxiety sometimes, like, even though I try to do everything in my control, I mean, I know that sometimes, so that's something that I'm constantly working at, is live right now. And I've been getting better at it.
Yeah.
But I feel that is also what gave me my anxiety, bro. Like, seriously, like thinking about the future, next month, next week, next blah blah, instead of what can I do today, right?
Junior. But you don't have a bad habit, así algo de que para mí, I have a bad habit when I drink. When I drink, I turn on the TV to watch me as well. Like, I don't even sleep in my room when I drink. Like, si la verdad me puse una buena, es porque me fui a la sala y puse la tele y me quedé dormido.
O a veces, güey, como que me da como que cierta como, güey, así como si estoy acostado, güey, así a toda madre, que ya por fin está. Me encanta dormir en el sofá, güey.
A mí también,
güey,
es lo que
así
te digo,
como que
cuando
es
yo
otro
tomo,
pedo,
me
güey.
voy y me duermo en el sofá.
No, yo casi siempre, güey, así
¿Sí?
me encanta, güey. Y no, siento como que me hace sentir como humilde, güey, no sé, güey. Como que me gusta esa mamada, güey. Y me cae en el palo, pero pues yo ahí le sigo, ya está todo aguado el sofá, no hay pedo. Es mi sofá.
Es tuyo. One small habit that changed your life. Un hábito que te cambió la vida.
The small habit, I would say, definitely learning how to use the small, like the compound effect.
The compound
Seriously,
effect?
compound effect, 100%, right? And you could use that for business. You could use that for health, like for going to the gym. You could use that for your relationships, like we were talking about before. If you're having trouble with your partner, right? Hey, you're not showing me enough affection. Do something nice. Wake up in the morning. Hey, babe, you look beautiful. Giving those good compliments and starting the day off right with your partner, right? All those little things, seriously, that really make a difference. But that goes with the compound effect, right? Because if you start, hey, estás bien culero, güey.
When you bring the negativity.
We wouldn't say that, of course, right? Sí, pero la neta que eso, güey, así de poder usar esa técnica, la verdad, 100%. Empieza pues a mejorar tu vida y no lo piensas, ¿no? Ya después es como que ya es parte de tu rutina. O sea,
Yo también tengo un hábito que cada vez que me voy a ir, estamos hablando de parejas, me voy a alejar de mi pareja, le doy un beso antes de ir. Aunque, ya, quítate, se la voy a dar porque esos hábitos pequeños y bonitos they go a long way.
Sí, ya después ya, si no le das un beso va a decir, cabrón, qué pedo, qué.
Si uno para de hacerlo, one stops doing it, you start voting for that other person that you're becoming. All right, rate Atomic Habits 1 through 10.
I would give it a 10, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very well written, and I feel that it has a lot of good messages. Even look at this, white, and then what is this, like a rose gold? It's just pretty nice, man. I mean, I don't know what's under this.
James Clear.
But honestly, this book is a great book. This book, I feel that would also be a very, very good book for someone to read like in December.
Yeah.
Starting off the new year.
That's what people want to make.
Yeah, 100%. That's what
They
people want to
set
make.
their goals, but
Yep.
they don't fix their systems.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, if you could read it before, I would say read it before. But
start today.
But for the average person that's just whatever, at least put yourself, okay, I'm gonna buy this and I'm gonna read this in December, so then I start off the year. If you really want to see changes, like do it like today, not tomorrow. Or people that when they go to the gym, like they're more likely to stay if they start like on a Monday. Yeah,
they're more likely to keep it going through.
But the real person, the one that's disciplined, will do it
regardless
any day. Like if I told myself I'm gonna start doing regardless whatever it is, like reading, I'm gonna start today, and I start like that, right?
Recap, I guess, the compound effect. One of the quotes of this book is 1% better every day. And it's the compound effect that we've been talking about. And getting better every day, this is going to be fundamental, va a ser crucial si mejoras 1% cada día. Ese va a ser el cambio a tu sistema. Si tú a tu sistema le enseñas todo el día, tienes que mejorar, y es parte de su sistema, inevitablemente vas a ser mejor en un año, ¿me entiendes?
Sí.
You're going to look back a year from now, and if you fucking got better at 1% a day, you're going to be a totally different person.
O como dice el ejemplo también en el libro de para la persona que quiere bajar de peso, como si pones una meta así de las calorías que vas a comer, o como si estás caminando así, y estás caminando, al fin del año van a ser tantas horas, no me acuerdo la neta cuántas horas son, pero eso es algo que no lo hubieras hecho si no empezaste, pues, y si no lo estabas haciendo diario, ¿no?
And one of the quotes from this book, the most effective way to change your habits is to focus not on what you want to achieve, on who you wish to become. O sea, la forma más efectiva de cambiar tus hábitos es no enfocarte en lo que quieres cumplir, pero en la persona que quieres ser. Es a lo que va. ¿Quieres bajar de peso? Hazlo todos los días. No tiene que ser perfecto. Es una de las cosas que también habla el libro. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you fuck up on your habit one day, that doesn't mean throw out the rest of the week. You know, you didn't go on Monday.
Go Tuesday.
Go Tuesday. Wednesday. Hit your mark. One of the quotes that always sticks with me is, if I lost $5, I'm not gonna throw out the rest of my bank account, right? You lose 100, 1,000, lo que sea. You're not gonna throw the rest of what you have. We might feel inclined, pues ya comí un chocolate hoy. A la verga me voy a comer todos. Y yo soy culpable también, güey.
Y luego empiezo el lunes, güey.
Sí, y ahí te avientas esa mamá, empiezo el lunes.
Y era apenas lunes, güey.
And it's Monday. You're like, I'll start next
week, güey.
It's
Sí,
Monday already. Be the designer of your environment, not the consumer of it. Diseña tu entorno, tu alrededor. No seas nomás un consumiente. Design your future. Design your systems. That's gonna design the person that you want.
Yeah, for the type of goal that you have, whether it's business, health, like discipline, like whatever it is, but you do have to your environment, like what we talk about with food, you know.
Yes.
Take that out. Like if you're like, okay, I'm gonna lose weight, take out all the sweets. Don't even buy the sweets.
Don't even fucking buy.
Don't even have them there.
If you
bro.
buy sweets, cómprate like the fucking fun size o uno, ¿entiendes? ¿Para qué te compras la bolsa entera?
Sí, well.
And
but it was on sale.
Vale, güey. Me compré 3, güey.
Sí, güey. And I'm like, dude, and I'm like, if I'm gonna get a chocolate, güey, I'm not having one chocolate, güey.
No, güey.
No.
Pura verga. Así yo soy. También fui al cine, güey, a ver la pinche Snow White, güey. La nueva.
I heard it's really bad. Really?
It's different.
Everybody's talking shit about it, like bad.
I feel like everyone's gonna talk shit about everything now. But they gave me a fucking
Like a cup?
a cup of chocolate, güey. Y pinches dulces, güey.
Aquí
En
en
el VIP, en los cines VIP en Tijuana. Para que sepas, ¿qué crees, mijo? Mira. Pero, Simón, fuimos ahí y mis pinches verga, me los comí todo, güey.
¿No agarraste palomitas, güey?
Simón, Era que mi morra quería palomitas. Palomitas. 5 pesos más por la grande.
No, huevo, pa. The compound effect.
5 pesos más y te doy el kit con la soda y todo. Y vámonos. I'm gonna ask the audience, I guess, what's one habit that you're working on? What's one habit that you want to get better? Are you working on a habit right now?
Not really. I feel that it's just the discipline. That's about it. But I mean, I feel pretty happy where I'm at right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I know there's always room for improvement. Just trying to keep learning, bro. Seriously. And dude, the only thing I would say I am working on is my anxiety. Honestly, that's about it, bro. Because yeah, I definitely have to try. And I've said like, oh, I'm gonna try it. But when I get anxiety, that's when I'm like, oh shit, I gotta work on it, right?
Yeah.
And the 5 senses, what you talked about. Seriously, that is, if you guys haven't heard about the 5 senses, it's pretty much, it kind of helps you get back into the moment, so you stop worrying about anxiety. So you would say, okay, like, where am I? What does this feel like? What do I hear? Yeah. I mean, to taste and shit, you know.
One of the ones that gets used a lot in meditation is the 4 R's. So it's recognize, release, reconsider, and remain. Or I don't know that third one is reconsider, but a lo que va es que recognize what you're thinking. Recognize that you're caught up on a thought. Estás atorado en un pensamiento. And second step, release. Déjalo ir. Nomás drop it. It's like you're playing catch with your thoughts. Boom. That's it. Drop the ball. Déjalo ir. Así, güey. Ni la caché, güey. Mi madre me pegó en el ojo. And the third step is to think about maybe a memory, something that makes you feel joyful, happy. One that I use is playing ping pong with my grandpa when in paz descanse. But that memory, the feeling, I just remember that feeling. Y me quedo, and then I just remain. I remain with that happiness. I remain with that thought. It's a powerful tool that you can use every day, and you're gonna use it a lot because you have a million thoughts a day. So.
Dude, and that's really like funny you say that, because in the book that I'm reading right now, like The Power of Now, it talks about like if you're feeling sad, like even if it sounds ridiculous, but it's like pick a song that makes you happy and like start singing it, or like little stuff like that. And I'm like, holy shit, you know. Or even people say like, even if you do a fake smile, it actually like makes you happy, which is like the hell, you know. But it is like pretty funny the way that like how if we start learning how to control, well, not how to control our thoughts, but just how to have like a better like mindset. That's where a lot of like the law of attraction comes in, right? That you start attracting all that good stuff. Instead of if you're thinking shitty, like, oh man, like I'm in debt or I'm this or I'm that, like you're attracting more of that shit. Instead of thinking like positive, like, oh, I'm gonna get a good like business opportunity, or I'm gonna do a very good investment that's gonna, you know, whatever it is. But the way that we think is the way that like our mind is so strong. It's crazy. And
it's not just thinking about it, but feeling that
like you already did it.
And you gotta have these things have to have, if we're talking about making systems and like not setting goals, but at the same time it's like you want to have a direction on the map. Right? You want to make money. For me, it's like, okay, I want to make a little more money. I'm going to make $250 more a week. And like having it and then like really thinking about it, it's like, all right, sí se puede, lo voy a hacer. Quiero hacer 250. Y tu cerebro empieza a pensar, ¿cómo puedo hacer eso? Y tú debes andar pensando, y no mames, debo esto. Y estás pensando, quiero hacer estos 250. Empiezas a pensar en cosas, ¿cómo la vas a hacer? You know, you're going to start thinking about like, how am I going to make that 250? Oh, I can do this. All right. And then it's doable. And then before you know it, you're doing it.
But you have to start with that like what you're saying. You have to already know what you want.
So that's it for us. Atomic Habits. I rate it a 10. I think it's a really powerful book. One that everyone at least has to read.
Why'd you like it a lot?
For me, one of the things it talks about too is like we are humans. We love routine. People say like, oh, routine, but like we as humans are constantly doing things that are routine because we crave routine. It's something that we crave, and it's the subconscious. Some people have like such a routine, a habit like so strong that they do it subconsciously, and that's one of the things that this book talked about, and that stuck with me the most, is that make it so powerful that your subconscious do it. Like when you're driving and you don't even know you're driving because it's like such a habit. It's like, how the hell did I get here? I no sabía. Your subconscious is doing it. So if you're doing habits and your systems are so powerful, you unknowingly do things. O sea, haces cosas sin saber porque tu subconsciencia tiene ese hábito y son hábitos buenos. They're good habits. You're gonna get better every day. You're gonna get 1% better.
That 1%.
And then that's what really stuck with me the most, and that's what I'm implementing in my life thanks to this book, is getting my subconscious to do these habits. Not me having to think about it. It's like, en la noche me lavé la cara. I already know. Next thing I'm gonna do, I wanna go meditate. And then after that, I wanna go journal.
No, but that's funny, bro, because when I was in college, a teacher brought up like this funny like example, like just like super stupid. She's like, okay, get up, everybody, right? We don't have assigned seats. We don't, right? She's like, okay, everybody go sit somewhere else, and we go sit somewhere else, and then it's like, how do you feel? Feel weird.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't have assigned seats. Like, why? It's like, well, it's because I'm used to like sitting like in the spot, and it's my spot, you know?
Correct.
And so she said, she's like, yeah, like we're creatures of like routine and like habits. Even with a little like example like that, or maybe if you sit in the dinner table, that you sit in the same spot.
Yo también.
Yeah, it's like I always eat in my spot, and that's my spot. Or in the couch, I sit on that spot, and like don't fuck with my spot.
And we're humans. We are made of habits. So having atomic habits, having powerful habits, is gonna be a good stepping stone in your life.
Like with baseball, bro. Like with like if you watch like MLB and you watch all these hitters, what do they all talk about? What do they do every day? They have their routine.
They have a routine.
Right. And even if they're doing amazing, or even if they're doing like shit, they stick to their routine, right? Because it took them there, and that's what's gonna get them ready, right? And it is hard with baseball because I mean, you go through these streaks that you feel like you're on top of the world, and you're like, you can't get me out, and then the next day you're like, holy shit, like I suck.
But you gotta keep doing that.
Exactly.
And it's funny because I think James Clear on the start of the book, he talked about baseball too. You know what I'm talking about? I was talking about baseball, and for me it was funny. It's like I would always do one thing before I got up the box. I would do like something with my feet, and it would get me ready to go back. And it's like something that everyone does something different. You know, they tap the bat on the floor twice, but it's just that routine, the habit of yours that gets you ready and gets you prepared. And it's one of the powerful things too. It's like you're preparing yourself to go to bed. I know after I'm done with my night routine, I'm going straight to bed. Y me quedo dormido. I'm fucking touch the bed, cierro el ojo, güey. No toco mi teléfono, because my brain is already set and knows that I'm gonna go straight to bed after I finish my night routine.
Do you have a certain time that you go to bed every night or no? Or does it vary?
No, it varies. And even then, it's like I'm good at sleeping now, just because like I get my mind ready to go to bed by doing my night routine. That's a really powerful one too. But all right, we are gonna leave it at that. I invite you all to comment, like, subscribe,
share,
see
whatever. Just, you know, he honestly did a great job. I know this is the first time you've done it, and I was honestly really impressed. You brought up a lot of good points, and you actually brought something to my attention, like, hey, I want to do this, like, you know. And I was like, hey, I mean, this is definitely, it's cool because it's different, especially like people our age, that a lot of the people are just trying to make people laugh. And it's like, okay, like this is because we're trying to throw that out there so that other people, if you feel lost, if you don't feel motivated, like, you know, you need discipline. Like, I mean, not this book that it's gonna like change your life completely, you know. It could, you know.
It changed mine.
Yeah. It is like a really cool type of like concept that you have.
Thank you. Yes, hopefully we'll keep you here for a couple more episodes. Thank you for coming, Anton.
It's a pleasure.
And I think my next book, if you guys want to start getting ready, is The 4 Agreements. That's my next book. Don Miguel Ruiz. I think The 4 Agreements kind of is a self-reflecting book, and that's kind of why I chose it for the next one. So hope everyone tunes in on the next episode. Thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe. Todo el pedo, güey.